Lunch, I'm Sumaira Abdi. A bit of weakness in the market, but important announcement coming in from OnMobile. They've launched a new product portfolio. So let's go across to CNBC TV 18's Rukmini Rao, who's in an exclusive conversation with the CEO and MD.
The CEO MD of OnMobile, and this is the first time he's talking to CNBC TV 18, perhaps the first time to any television news channel after he took over as the CEO of the company in 2014. Great to have you with us, Rajiv. I want to understand from you the new branding that you have done of OnMobile. Is this a journey towards a more B2C kind of a company and look at direct business versus your traditional business?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. And you're absolutely right. It is a journey that we are starting, a very exciting journey, I might say. But it is not going to be necessarily obviating a B2B business. That will also stay a part of our component and part of our business for the future. What we are doing is we're actually adding a D2C component because we feel that being tied to certain geographies is not an option for services anymore. We need to be more universally available.
Rajiv, also if you can talk about the 3 new products that you've launched, what kind of investments have gone into it, and when do you see breaking even on these new products that you've launched, and essentially what kind of customer base will these new products bring in for your company?
The investments we've made so far, we've declared them as being 2% of our revenue so far over the last 2 years. And that's pretty much what we spent on product development and ideation so far. Now, beyond this point, whatever expenses we do have will be related more to marketing and promotion. So most of the R&D has already been spent and accounted for. So in many sense, it is a part of the financial performance you've seen over the last few quarters. In terms of the scope, as I mentioned before, we have 72 million paying subscribers today on a base of 1.5 billion that we could potentially have. That's based on just the existing footprint. So there's a lot of space for us to gather, and I think the new products will help us increase our share.
Sure. Also, Rajiv, if you can give us a sense of your revenue mix currently and also the client base and the number of clients that you currently have in the business.
We do business in 55 countries. I think, in terms of names, you can pretty much count off all the top operators in these countries. Within India, we do business with Airtel, Vodafone, Idea, Tatas, and Reliance Communications. And similarly, all the major brands do come and ask us to partner with them, and it's a privilege to work with them.
You have been, of course, consciously working towards cutting costs. I want to understand from you, where is that standing currently, and what kind of levers are you using to expand your margins, and what side you've also been divesting your non-core assets. So what's the road ahead for the entire non-core business? Are you going to completely do away with them?
So let me give you more of a historical perspective. 2 years ago, the company was, frankly, had not been doing well. So we had generated several years of consecutive losses, and something had to be done. When we looked at the root cause, it became very obvious to us that the issue was one of lack of focus. So we had to pick a direction and say, this is what we'll focus on, and plant a flag on it, and the rest of the stuff is not important. That led to 2 things. It led to basically elimination of those costs that were projects that we don't consider to be core, and also assets that we don't consider to be core had to be let go. But we're pretty much done with that. Now the story beyond this point is all about focusing on what we announced today, which is the future apps, the future products, the future services.
Sure. Also, in terms of your own product expansion, can we expect more products from OnMobile going ahead? And
Absolutely.
Also, in terms of your own R&D, where does it stand today? What kind of investments are you making into building these newer products?
Well, we have a very, very effective R&D team. These guys have done a phenomenal job. We have talent in-house. Some of the stuff you saw today has been conceived and developed in-house. There's more to come, over and beyond the 3 that you saw today.
Rajiv, also a sense on the international business, how is that doing? And also domestic business really accounts for just about 20% of your business. So in terms of your revenue mix, how is it looking like? Are you looking to tweak this, and are you looking to concentrate on India business?
Well, India is a very important market for us. And obviously, we're based in India, so it's also a bit of an emotional thing. But the revenue share between the two domains has been relatively constant. It's about 75% international and 25% Indian. Some of the changes you see quarter after quarter have more to do with local economic issues than any particular strategy. But like I mentioned today in the session, we are starting with the introduction of these products in the US, but the second stop, and perhaps coincidentally, will be the Indian market. And then we'll go to other geographies.
All right, so that's the word coming in from